Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here. And yes, let's talk about Aquaman, but first let's talk about Shazam. Now comicbook.com have written a little article. It's nothing we don't know, but I thought I'd like to get this out here. So are you ready? While DC Comics fans are gearing up for Aquaman hitting theatres this week, it won't be long before another fan favourite superhero hits the silver screen. I can't wait, by the way. Zachary Levi, aka Chuck, who I love, will make his DC Universe debut when Shazam premieres in April, morphing Billy Batson into one of the premier heroes in the franchise. But while the film will follow in the wake of the events of Justice League, it will do well in standing on its own according to the Star. Right, this is a tweet. They've got a tweet here from Zachary Levi. Let's just call him Zach because I love Zach. He's everyone's friend, Zach, isn't he? The movie is completely trackable on its own merit. That said, there are a lot of fun little nods, homages, Easter eggs that can be enjoyed should one be caught up in the DCEU. Now, what I find very interesting to this, and I'll carry on reading it, is that Aquaman barely has any Easter eggs to the outer DCEU, and I think that was the right decision after what happened with Justice League last year. But now they're sorting the universe out. They're going back to that, and that's extremely exciting. So let's carry on. Right, Levi has previously explained that the movie will reference other superheroes, but it will be easily accessible for those who haven't been following the DC franchise of films closely. So basically, if Shazam's going to be your first DCEU movie, this is a great jumping on point because you can learn about the other films just by watching this film. Our movie takes place very squarely in the DC universe. In fact, I would argue that we're kind of the most self-aware of it because the movies that we all watch, I mean Aquaman and Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, they're all basically documentaries in their world, Levi told Entertainment Tonight. These are all events that have happened. Right, let's read through. Batman and Superman fighting, Superman saving all of Metropolis while simultaneously destroying the entire city. That all really happened. Wow, I'm getting excited already for Shazam. Little is known about the film's plot thus far, except that it will adapt elements of the character's New 52 origin, a bit like Aquaman, while paying homage to classic films like Tom Hanks' Big and Christopher Reeve's Superman the movie. Very exciting. We all have a superhero inside us. It just takes a bit of magic to bring it out. In Billy Batson's Asher Angel case, by shouting the one word Shazam, this streetwise 14-year-old foster kid can turn into the adult superhero Shazam, Zachary Levi. Courtesy of an ancient wizard, Digimon Hunzu, still a kid at heart inside a ripped godlike body, Shazam reveals it in his adult version of himself by doing what any teen would do with superpowers. Have fun with them. Can he fly? Does he have X-ray vision? He can shoot lightning out of his... Can he shoot lightning out of his eyes? Can he skip his social studies test? Shazam sets out to test the limits of his abilities with the joyful recklessness of a child, but he'll need to master these powers quickly in order to fight the deadly forces of evil controlled by Dr. Thaddeus Sivana, Mark Strong. Shazam premieres in theatres on April the 5th, 2019, and I can't wait. Yeah, so this really excites me, actually. Really excites me because I think this is Walter Hamada's first independent effort. No Snyder's, no, it's him. It's totally him running this, and this is what excites me. And he's doing a Kevin Feige here. He's getting the whole universe involved by not dragging it down with lots of cameos from actual characters and actors, but actually through newspaper articles and headlines. And it's all there. Them talking about what happened in Batman v Superman, in Man of Steel, in Justice League. So that excites me. This could solidify the foundations of this whole franchise in one film. I'm really excited about this film because this film just looks a lot of fun. Walter Hamada has come in and changed the narrative and gone from negative to positive. So it's absolutely fantastic. So, after seeing Aquaman twice, it actually hit home to me that you Americans, unless you've got Amazon Prime tickets, right, and you're probably going to see it right now, you haven't seen this film, and you have to wait to what, Wednesday or Thursday to actually see it. How did this happen? How did a film made in America, made by Americans, made by American finance, actually become in this situation where it's the last country, one of the last countries that the movie will be released in? How has that worked? Well, blame your media, American fans. Blame your media. They have pickled and stripped the DCEU at every opportunity they've had. And Warner Bros. Have said, all right, if that's the game you play, let's go to war. So what they did, they released it in China first, and knowing what was going to happen, it made a hell of a lot of money. That is your promotion. Nobody cares about reviews. The reviews are middling to positive. They're all right, the reviews. The reviews are not disastrous or anything. But, we're talking about 73% on Rotten Tomatoes. I suspect the audience score will be a lot higher, as I said before. But if you're wondering, American consumers, why you've had to wait so long to watch the film, blame your media, who have gone after the DCU at every opportunity. Now, I'm open to the criticism of Justice League, but the savage way they went after Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, and the third act of Wonder Woman is just, that's agenda-based. And this is why you're suffering. You're suffering through your media. So we stand at a precipice now. The whole film-going world is watching you, America, and seeing if you will embrace this film like all of us from the rest of the world have. And this is now vitally important. It says who you are as a moving-going country. Are you vicious and vindictive and will stay away from this film to prop up Disney and the MCU, or are you going to go and support a fantastic movie directed by a fantastic man, starring a fantastic man, a lovely man who doesn't think he's something special, who is very humble, and that echoes his character's mentality as well. It's up to you, really. It really is up to you. But at the end of the day, the reason you've had to wait so long is because of your own media's hatred for this franchise, which is a great franchise. And in fact, as I said before, if you put Man of Steel versus Iron Man, the box office isn't that different. Iron Man made a little bit more, by the way, but Man of Steel held its own. Batman v Superman, yes. I admit, a film with Batman and Superman in should have made well over $1 billion, but it didn't. But it still did okay, right? And then you've got Suicide Squad, nearly 800 million. Not bad, I think. Probably made more than the MCU's third film. And then what have you got? What you got next after after Suicide Squad? You've got Wonder Woman, right? Which made clear of 800 million again. Again, I think that's bigger than your fourth movie. Then you've got Justice League. We can't compete with the first Avengers, but Justice League broke even at least with 650. But yeah, definitely. But I think for what the film was and its circumstances, I think 650 is fine. But so if you go pre-Justice League, actually, really film on film, the DCEU's actually outgrossed the MCU. Obviously, since the first Avengers, all that's changed. So, but I think it's very interesting now what happens with Aquaman. Will it be what pundits are saying, that in America the weekend will be about 60 million? Or will you, America, realise that this is a very special film and you must go and see it, and you must prepare this to over 100 million opening weekend in the States? Let me tell you what kind of a statement that would make. That would say that you are independent, thinking people that don't need the media, don't need pundits and critics to tell you what to like, what not to like, to embrace a film, not because of its franchise, not because of the mistakes that franchise has made, but because you understand that superheroes are important, they promote a wonderful message, and Jason Momoa is in this Cinderella story, not within the film, but within his career. This is a very, very guy who had nothing, and he's got a couple of children. He's an ordinary guy. He's very humble. He respects his fans. He respects the process. And, he's just like you and me. He can lose his temper like you and me. He swears like you and me. He's us. So we're supporting something greater than just a superhero movie here, as far as I'm concerned. So really, America, it really is up to you. Aquaman is a tremendous film, both emotionally, in story terms, and in visual terms. It is a beautiful film. It's been well made. And as I say, I had the same emotions watching this film as I did the first Star Wars film. It is groundbreaking visually, but it also tells a very emotional story. And to have these two brothers at each other is emotional as well. But there's so many emotional elements. The love story here really, really works. In this post-Me Too environment, it's very important that we get these things right, because not that I think Me Too and Time's Up are great movements. I think they're fraudulent movements, by the way. But I think it's important that no accusations are made. We have to stray the line, unfortunately. This is the era we live in now. It's sad. But so, yes, there's so many great things about this film. It does what these type of films need to do. It strayed the line. I think that James Wan really kind of had to force himself not to go too over the top with this film, because of what he knows the audience want. And something very interesting I saw in an interview with Jason Momoa, Zack Snyder didn't actually want the iconic comic book costume to be worn. He told Jason Momoa that's not going to happen. But it was actually James Wan who insisted that outfit was put on. And this is very similar to Patty Jenkins with the No Man Land's sequence, where Warner Brothers said, maybe we should cut that out. And she insisted on it, and it worked. This is what happens when you've got good directors. Now, I'm not casting dispersions on Zack Snyder, but what I'm saying is, when you've got a good vocal director who says, no, hang on a minute, this has to happen. This needs to happen. We cannot be upsetting the fans anymore. And I think this is the difference now. We're getting really, really good directors who can speak their minds and get what they want. So what do you think about all of this? Are you excited for Shazam? Are you going to be watching Aquaman, America? Are you going to support this wonderful show? Or this film, should I say? Or are you going to stay in your MCU bubble and try and make the DCEU fail? But whatever you do, the DCEU is going nowhere.